Ellie's lantern secret. Eli curled under his blanket, peeking at the dark corners of his room. The wind howled outside, rattling the window. Shadows stretched and shifted along the walls. He squeezed his eyes shut, but the eerie shapes still seemed to creep closer. Then tap, tap. A gentle knock at the door. Eli's eyes fluttered open as Grandma stepped inside, carrying a lantern that glowed with a warm golden light. The flickering glow cast soft shadows on the walls, instantly making the room feel safer. She sat beside him, her voice calm yet strong. Eli, this is no ordinary lantern. It carries a powerful truth, greater than any fear. Eli peered at it, drawn to its warmth. The golden light danced in his wide eyes. What truth? Grandma gently placed the lantern in his hands. A comforting heat spread through his fingers, as if the light itself was alive. The Lord has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7, she said, when fear whispers, let this remind you of who you are. Eli held the lantern close, feeling its warmth, as Grandma kissed his forehead. Then whoosh! A sudden rush of wind swirled around him, making his blanket billow like a sail. His heart skipped a beat. When he opened his eyes, he was no longer in his room, but in a mysterious forest. Eli stood in the middle of a vast moonlit forest. Towering trees loomed around him, their branches twisting like long fingers. A heavy fog crept along the ground. Then he heard it. A low, whispering voice slithered through the trees. Eli. He spun around. From the shadows, a towering black mist rolled toward him like a living wave. It pulsed and coiled, reaching out in inky tendrils. Fear clutched Eli's chest before he could move. The lantern in his hand flared to life. A brilliant golden light blasted outward, pushing the darkness back. The mist hissed and recoiled. A small, trembling voice broke the silence. Help? Eli turned and saw a white rabbit trapped in thorny vines. Its ears drooped, and its tiny body shivered. The shadow mist says I'll never be free, the rabbit whimpered. It says I belong to fear. Eli's grip on the lantern tightened. That's not true. Stepping forward, he raised the lantern. The golden light washed over the vines. You don't belong to fear, he said firmly. Fear is of the devil. You were created by God. The moment the light touched the vines, scrackle! They shriveled into dust. The rabbit leaped free, eyes wide with amazement. You're strong, it said, hopping in circles. Eli smiled. Not just me. I have the life of Christ. God's power is in me. Eli continued through the forest, the lantern casting a protective glow around him. Then, up in the branches, he spotted a tiny blue bird huddled in fear. I can't fly, it whispered. The wind is too strong. What if I fall? Eli's heart swelled with understanding. The bird was trapped not by a cage, but by fear. He lifted the lantern higher. The golden light wrapped around the little bird like a warm embrace. God's love for us is perfect, Eli said, and perfect love drives away fear. 1 John 4:18. The bird hesitated, then stretched its wings. As golden sparks danced around its feathers, it launched into the sky. It soared high, singing with joy. Eli laughed, feeling lighter than ever. But then the shadow mist returned. The mist swirled violently, growing larger, darker, and more menacing. It whispered darker lies. You're weak, Eli. The dark is stronger. cold chill wrapped around Eli's shoulders. For a moment, fear crept back in. Then he remembered. Eli's eyes burned with determination. He gripped the lantern tight and stepped forward. "No." His voice was clear and steady. "I have been given a sound mind. I know who I am. Fear has no place here." The lantern exploded with light. A brilliant wave of golden fire surged outward, slamming into the mist. The darkness screamed, twisting and writhing, then it shattered into nothingness. The forest lit up with warm, golden light. Peace was restored. A sudden pull whoosh. Eli gasped awake, back in his room. Sunlight streamed through the window, golden and warm. He sat up, his heart still racing. His eyes flickered to the lantern on his nightstand. It no longer glowed, but it didn't need to. Eli now understood the light wasn't just in the lantern, it was in him. He threw back the covers and placed his feet firmly on the floor. Fear had no place here, not in my room, not in my heart. As he stood, he declared with boldness, "For God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind." 2 Timothy 1:7. Something inside him felt stronger, alive, unshakable, like a flame that could never be put out. The shadows in his room? Just shadows. The night? Just another time to rest. Eli smiled. He becomes more confident of his identity, a child of God, filled with his power, wrapped in his love, and standing firm in his truth. And fear? It could whisper all it wanted. It would never have power over him again.